What's good, everybody, man? It's Triple Valley. I never trip. We back here with another video, and as you can tell by the opening couple remarks, man, we talking about my boy Ricochet, aka Samantha's hubby, aka the WWE reject turned AEW potential star. And the reason why we talking about Mr. Ricochet here is because, man, listen, I know a lot of people out here, they want to talk so bad about AEW. I can't lie, I'm not a guy who watched AEW back in 2019, so I don't know what this company was back in its glory day. But I will say, for the most part, their storytelling is bad. But the brightest spot in their entire roster, the brightest spot in their entire company is actually the roster. As far as they're not the ex-WWE guys, as far as the guys that they have, which I'm hearing was the original guys, those are pretty damn good. From the MJFs to the Will Ospreays to the Hangman Adam Pages to the Swerve Stricklands, to now Ricochet on the squad. You got Darby Allin. You got Kyle Fletcher. He's a damn good wrestler. Takeshita, Okada. All those guys to me are damn good wrestlers. And I feel like they are very talented in the ring. Even Orange Cassidy, Jay White. I haven't seen everybody. But from those people right there, you got a lot of talented wrestlers on there. And it brings up my point of that, man, Ricochet is probably AEW's greatest accomplishment. And I think AEW needs to focus in on similar talents or talents in Ricochet's situation. They should focus on that. They should focus on WWE guys who didn't really see the main event spotlight. WWE didn't really put the rocket on their back. They didn't feel as though they could be the leader of their company. Whereas though they're mid-carders, they might get a belt here and there, but for the most part they're jobbers. And what Ricochet has done leaving WWE, going to AEW, is fucking fantastic. Like, we always clowning him. Everybody didn't see it. He's doing, he doing all that. He getting toilet paper thrown at him. But what I kept on saying on Twitter, opposed to everybody else is saying, is like, yo, he's getting a reaction now. In WWE, we always said, man, he's a great in-ring worker, but his promos suck. We all know that. His promos still kind of suck, for real. But at least we got him with a new angle, a new character, a new gimmick, the ways that we can say, okay, Ricochet, you got my attention now. And what AEW did with Swerve Strickland, and it's crazy that they're doing this with Swerve Strickland, because Swerve Strickland is the most greatest example of Swerve Strickland is one of AEW's greatest accomplishments. Because Swerve Strickland, he was a reject. He was on NXT. He got the NXT North American title, which is really the Development League mid-card title, which ain't good at all to have. And they let him go. Didn't really see much value in him. And then AEW, a company that's just started 5 years ago, they put him as world champion. And in fact, he was the first AEW world champion that was a black wrestler. So for me, that's pretty cool, because we don't see that a lot in WWE, especially on the main card. And I'm talking about the males specifically. We want to talk about the women, that's a whole nother conversation. But the men in particular, they really don't get a lot of shine in WWE. You got Bobby Lashley, who's like a 2-time champion, but come on, he ain't really get that much shine. We got Big E. I think he's a 1-time. We got Kofi Kingston. He's a 1-time. And we got The Rock. Really the only guy who really got that rocket put on his back and got big storylines, big TV time, big matches, main event WrestleMania type things was The Rock. Everybody else doesn't get that type of shine. So the fact that Swerve Strickland came from WWE, went to AEW, rebuilt his character. AEW helped rebuild his character, made him champion. And if you want to look at within the last year, his title reign, in my opinion, was the best, because we had great matches, from the Samoa Joe match to the Christian Cage match to the Will Ospreay match, and even to the match when he lost the title against Daniel Bryanson in AEW All Out. So the fact that now we got somebody who was a WWE reject comes in here, he's trying to get his gimmick over. He's getting punked out by the Hurt Syndicate. Swerve Strickland and him are having great promos. And now we have a situation where, and I predicted this, and I said, listen, if AEW has any type of storytelling ability in them, I would have this happen. And what happened was, there was a triple threat casino gauntlet qualified match. For those who don't know, it's pretty much like a little match so you can get the first, so you can be the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. So I said, okay, if I'm AEW and we have a little story brewing between Ricochet and Swerve Strickland, I would have Ricochet cost Swerve Strickland in the match. Once you have Ricochet cost Swerve Strickland in the match, now they have a blood feud. A lot of times, great example, Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk was a blood feud that didn't involve the title, but that helped get both of the superstars, even though CM Punk is already over, that helped get Drew McIntyre into a new stratosphere, and that kind of solidified CM Punk coming back into the WWE, because of course you need a great feud. I think every wrestler needs a great feud. It's like Stone Cold and The Rock. Like those two guys are always going to be synonymous with one another. John Cena and JBL always will be synonymous with one another. John Cena and Triple H will always be synonymous with one another. Like those great feuds help build wrestlers and help make them household names. So the fact that now you got Ricochet, who cost Swerve Strickland in the match, now they can go off on their separate ways. They can have a blood feud. What I would do, I would have Swerve Strickland go over on Ricochet. You don't have to bury Ricochet. But then, after Swerve Strickland finishes up with Ricochet, he then goes back to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. After that, I would have Swerve win it again, because Swerve had a great reign, and we should see Swerve get this title yet again. And once Swerve becomes champion, the first person he should feud with is none other than Ricochet. So then, from then, if you have Swerve Strickland challenges Ricochet, you then go from a WWE reject mid-card jobber who is now in a World Heavyweight Championship picture. A title picture that we actually, or an actual matchup that we actually will want to see, because what Ricochet did against Swerve Strickland on last week on Dynamite, listen, it was the best visual that we had all week. It was great visual. You saw Ricochet come out there with the scissors, cut my man Swerve wide open. My man Ricochet had an all-white dress shirt on, and you saw the blood. You saw the blood on his bald head, man. You saw the blood on his shirt. It was a great visual. He had the evil, sinister laugh. It was just a great look for AEW and Ricochet. And even the biggest haters of AEW said, wow, this is actually a great look for Ricochet. This was pretty good. So, the closing all in, all out. This is why Ricochet can be AEW's greatest accomplishment. Because, listen, if the big dog can't make somebody get over, but you make them get over, now you got a certain niche. And I feel like you got something there. Like, Swerve Strickland is a great success story. Ricochet could be a great success story. Shelton Benjamin could also be a great success story. I think if I was Tony Khan and I'm the lead booker, I know they want to have Bobby Lashley as the lead dog. But come on, man, we already seen this before. We seen Bobby Lashley being the lead guy in WWE and even TNA. Shelton Benjamin, if anybody wants to go back and do their research, go back and listen to the pop that Shelton Benjamin got when he first got announced in AEW, or when he first popped up in AEW, opposed to the pop that Bobby Lashley got. It's a little different, a lot different if you ask me. That pop was kind of crazy for Shelton Benjamin, somebody who was a mid-card jobber. You know, he got the U.S. title, I believe he got the IC title, and that's it. WWE never had any inclination, nor did they have any plans to have Shelton Benjamin become a mid-card, a world heavyweight title guy who can be the leader of the company. So I think if AEW follows in those footsteps the same way they did with Swerve Strickland, we can have something really good cooking here, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. I'm Tripavelli, I never trip. Y'all be easy. 1.